Alright all, alright all, hi all, hi all, hi all, and welcome back to a new video. Min for the Ryanair 12, and it is Envoy Alain. You could give me 1,000 to 1 on Mike Bite and I wouldn't back him. Chacun pour soi will win at the Ladbroke Stubborn Chase. I was all over him at Christmas, and David Splain thought he was riding Duvan, I think. Those are one of the ones you're there going, oh jeez. And it is Classical Dream, please shoot me. Faheen the Machine. Alright all, and welcome back to a new video previewing tomorrow's Sunday card at Downpatrick, which sees the feature Ulster National upon us. We had another okay day at Thurles today. We backed another two winners, 0-10 being will be the main one in the Grade 3 Novice Chase. Looked perhaps a slightly fortuitous, but I think he actually had the two fallers covered at their respective times. He's not the greatest jumper himself, but he's got a good engine, and if he can sort out his jumping, will become a very good horse. And we also had Politesse, who landed the mare, or not the mares, it was just a open maiden hurdle, but she was a mare, and she landed that pretty readily, actually. Again, despite a few sketchy jumps, she ran on very well, and she drifted to 9-4. So it was 9-4 about her, and 10-3 advised about 0-10. So we move on to Downpatrick, which sees a 7-race card. Seems to be, there's a couple of favourites I do like, a couple of outsiders I do like. So hopefully we can find a bit of a middle ground, and again back a couple of winners. Starting off in the opener, the maiden hurdle, the 140, and I quite like the favourite here, All About Joe, who's best price 2-1 at the moment. His second last time out to Eclair de Rire here is probably the best form on offer. It's not a brilliant field. Just think there's an awful lot of exposed horses, and this horse still probably has a bit of improvement to come from him. He was very tenderly handled his first two starts. He was 5th and 6th in maiden hurdles. They slightly tried a bit more, well, not tried a bit more, but, you know, gave it a bit more of a go last time out, finished second, beaten 7 lengths. But that was a pretty smart horse, that Eclair de Rire, and I just think today really should be the day. A bit like Mythbuster today at Thurles. I was very disappointed with Mythbuster. I wouldn't be going to the well with him kind of again, to be honest. But I feel this is a similar scenario. He should win a race like this. Whether he does go on and do it, I'm not so sure, but he should win this. And I'd be backing All About Joe in the opener. The 210, the WKD hurdle, again, I'm very sweet here on the very man, whose best price 9-4 at the moment. Just because his form is better than the majority of these. He's got some very good form in the book. He was 2nd to Francin, he was 4th to Mount Leinster, both in maiden hurdles, before winning his maiden hurdle last time out, beating a horse called Gold des Bois by 3 lengths. Gold des Bois is not a bad horse for Jessica Harrington, probably will win a maiden down the line as well. This horse just seems to be I just think he's progressive at this stage, and hopefully he can go on and back up that maiden hurdle effort by collecting tomorrow. And I feel just come the start time, I'd be surprised if he is 9-4. I'd be surprised if there isn't nibbles about for him at that type of price and goes off a bit shorter. The handicap hurdle is a very much a low stakes race. I take a chance here on a horse called Silkworm for Liz Doyle, running off a mark of 99. Currently 10-1 with Bet365. Very good bumper form. Was second to a Mags Mullins horse called Janet's Charm on debut before winning bumper Tremor herself. Now that wasn't a brilliant race, but to be honest, her efforts over hurdles have been a little bit disappointing in comparison. Was 6th to Dolceta, I suppose she's a fairly high-class mare, and was 2nd to Fully Charged at Limerick over Christmas. Again, Fully Charged isn't a bad stick, and this isn't a brilliant race. First time handicapping, a mark of 99. Sean O'Keefe takes 5 off. Worth a nibble, I think. Not a bad each way price at 10-1. The 310 is the feature itself, the Ulster National, and I'll be siding with one of my favourites, Amelino, who won this race last year. He's 16 to 1 at the moment with Ladbrokes, running off a mark of 129. He won the race off 121 last year, before then going on to the Aintree Festival. He ran in the handicap chase just before the Grand National. He was pulled up in that race, but that was a race won by Kildesart, so it's a good enough level of form. That's, you know, proper top-notch form. 2 runs over hurdles this year have been fairly uninspiring, but he's not really a hurdler, he's a chaser. He was progressive at the end of last year. He won a handicap chase at Leopardstown when I backed him at 16 to 1 very easily by 8 lengths, and then went on to win this race by 4.5 lengths. Again, I backed him, and I think he was 14 to 1 that time out. He's the type of horse, given his connections, you know, Roger Watson's, it's not going to be a overly fancied horse, but he was 129. PJ O'Hanlon takes that 7 off him, so he's running off 122. Hopefully he can go and do the job again this year. The 340, again taking a flyer here on a Watson horse in the shape of Blue Empyrean at 20 to 1 with Bet365, running off a mark of 102. Back in his heyday of kind of early 2018, he was winning off marks of up to 111 and went up to a mark of 123 because he won so easily off 111. So he was a good horse back then. He's been a bit out of sorts since, but he's dropped to a mark of 102, as I said, and dropping down in grade here, which I think is the main angle I'm taking. He's been in higher grades running off low weights. He's now top weight in a lower grade race. It will be interesting to see how he goes. 20 to 1, I think, is a bit big. The 410, a Hunter's Chase. I don't really usually get involved much with Hunter chasing, to be honest, unless the King Shantou Flyer is running. He obviously isn't. A horse called Complete Sizing is running in this, though, for Jim Draper and Jamie Codd, who won the race last year. He's 5 to 2 with Ladbrokes. Best form in the book, I think. They have this horse on the sod, who's just coming with strictly point-to-point form. This horse has a bit of form in open company, a bit of point-to-point form as well. Second in a point-to-point to a formerly good horse, I think, of Sue Smith's Shradna which is good form in the book. Fell the time before behind Some Man, who's also a good hunter chaser, and I think 5 to 2 might seem a bit big come post time. And the bumper, not much to say. Ballyadam should win this race. He's 2 to 5 to do so, though, so I don't think I'll be plunging in, but he would be my selection for the race. He comes with a tall reputation, just maybe got stuck in the mud a bit when third to Julie Stowaway and Delvino last time out. Delvino's gone on to frank the form no end by winning last week as well. I think they'd be extremely disappointed if he couldn't get the job done tomorrow. So those are all my selections for Downpatrick tomorrow, and hopefully we can go and back another couple of winners. We've had 2 winners at Dundalk on Friday, 2 winners today at Thurles, and hopefully maybe 2 or more winners tomorrow at Downpatrick. So as always, if you enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel down below. And also give me your comments. Did you back any winners at Thurles today? Who are your fancies for tomorrow at Downpatrick? And until next time, where we'll be covering the flat action, unfortunately, at Naas, which could be a bit of head-in-hand stuff. Hope you back a few winners tomorrow. Best of luck to you, and I'll see you then. Cheers.